Hello, boyos!
Oh, boyos!
Welcome to Last Week in Games, the only podcast that is willing to ask the question, is it a video game? And also answer that same question, yes it is. It doesn't matter what it is, it's all video games. Everything is video games. Last week, Sony plans a new service to compete with Gamepass. That happened last week. We heard about it, they announced it. It's something that's happening, we'll get into it. Also,
did they announce it?
I don't remember. Also,
they didn't.
Well, fuck me. Also, there's a Sony employee who was actually Jared from Subway. He doesn't work at Sony anymore, or Subway for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But he was working for both at one point. And Take-Two is just suing everybody.
It's true.
So we'll get into all of that after a couple of titties and our predictions on the Game Awards. But before we do that, what have you been playing, my guy? How are you doing? First off, how are you doing?
My name is Jake, by the way, and that's
fuck
Nick.
You. No, we don't have any names. This is an anonymous podcast, all right?
Oh, you're right. My name is... And that's...
There you go. Redacted.
Yeah. I'm good, man. I just went to Vegas over the weekend.
Damn.
And it was a good time. It was actually kind of rough. I'll be honest with you, because we went there for a concert, and we drove that morning,
right,
and then came back the next morning.
Oh.
So it was it was a pretty rushed vacation because none of us wanted to miss work.
I see.
So we were going for the day and then coming back. But
what did you see? Who did you see?
I saw the Foo Fighters.
And shit! How many times is that? How many times does that make?
I think that would be my third time seeing the Foo Fighters.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. Maybe the last time, just because they're expensive. How
much were the tickets?
I don't know.
Expensive.
Over 100, I'm sure.
No shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's a nice room in Vegas. It was at the Dolby Live over at the Park MGM. Which. Yeah, it's a nice room. It kind of... Have you ever been to... this is for all the Arizona listeners. Have you ever been to, it used to be called Dodge Theater.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it's kind of like that room.
Okay.
Like a smallish, but still, bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice. The sound was nice. This is for the hardcore Foo Fighters fans out there. I actually wept because at one point they played White Limo, which is a deep, deep cut. They never play that. Then they went into Generator, which is also a deep, deep cut and one of my favorite songs. Then they went into Aurora, which is another deep, deep cut and another one of my favorite songs. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening here?
Damn, they just played to you, man.
Yeah, it was directed right at me. He looked at me.
He looked at you, blew you a little kiss.
At one point, a fight broke out in the audience, and it was pretty funny. Dave Grohl was like, "Hey, what if you guys stop doing that and just started dancing instead? Let's just dance."
Oh my god!
And then he just kept talking until the security got in there, and I was like, "I'm going to take this opportunity to pee," and I did. Nice. But yeah, it was good times. What you been up to?
I also saw a tour. I went to a show.
What show? Oh, I know what you saw.
It was Friday.
I know what you saw. Yeah.
So we got tickets. Danielle's dad got tickets for a John Lovitz show. And
fucking John
Lovitz is all right. He's fine. He's got that voice. I can't impersonate his voice.
Hi, I'm John Lovitz. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm John Lovitz.
Lovitz.
Isn't it crazy?
I'm John Lovitz. I was in Benchwarmers.
Yeah, I was also in something else and something else. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Killed it.
Yeah. Anyway, we go to this free show, right? And I forget my fucking Vax card because it's in my truck.
Yeah, of course. I did
The only place I'd need it is if I'm driving my truck. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let me just go get it real quick. Well, we didn't take my truck. So I'm like, well, so I had to get a COVID test, which I'd never done before. Those instant tests. It's kind of fucking cool. Yeah. It was like you swabbed and then they've rubbed your
shit in some
your
liquid
like dipped it in liquid and then rubbed it on this little like litmus paper, and then they call you up and you're like, oh, you're good to go. Anyway, we get in there. We are not the demographic for this fucking show. The show is like 60-year-olds.
Yeah.
Anywhere from like 45 to like 78, 80-year-olds. And the seats, I'm a big dude. I'm 6'5", and the seats are made for people who aren't bigger than 5'7". Yeah. Luckily, I got an aisle seat. It was at the oh fuck, I don't remember where it was at. I'll remember it halfway through the story.
Yeah.
So I got an aisle seat, so I was able to stretch my legs out, but the seats were still fucking horrible. Anyway, we get in there and we're like, well, this is a fucking experience, isn't it? And the first comedian comes up, and John Holmberg is hosting because it's 98 KUPD's end of the year thing.
He is a DJ in Arizona, for those that don't know.
Yeah. And
like a morning shock jock guy.
Yeah, he's kind of funny sometimes. Like he's got some funny things that he says, and he was like the MC, so he had a couple of bits that he would do. And he pulled out the first guy who was a local who apparently was Jewish, but all he talked about was women's vaginas the whole time. And not in a good way. But the whole crowd was busting out laughing. And it was like, what the fuck? This guy is literally stealing jokes from Reddit. And he's not really, he's just being really fucking rude to everybody.
Here's Nick in the seats here. I got it on stream.
Sweet. Yeah, that's me.
Struggling for his life.
So he was just being all rude and stuff, and it was like it's a fucking comedy show. People say some racist and sexist shit, so I'll let it slide, and everybody seems to be having a good time. Whatever. Then the next guy comes out, and he's like, "Oh wow, that guy," and I'm like, "Okay, this guy gets it. That guy was kind of fucking rough," and he's like, "This guy." With cancel culture going around, this guy wants to be canceled and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Was like, wow, this guy's saying some really shitty things. Like you thought, what is his name? Dave Chappelle was fucking like racy. This dude was like 10 times Dave Chappelle. And then this dude, the second dude comes up and he does the same exact shit. He does the same shit and only talks about vaginas. And every joke he started by saying ladies and then said whatever he was going to say. And it was always like your vagina's hanging on the ground.
It always makes me laugh because those are the same guys that are like, women only make vagina jokes. Well, they go up there and only make vagina jokes. Yeah, it's bizarre. They're crazy, man. Anyway,
yeah.
How was really John Lovitz though? How was he?
Well, there was one guy before this. It's been like 2 hours at this point that we've been listening, and it's going so long. And then the third guy comes up. His name was he was actually really good. He was like a black guy who lives in Texas, and he actually told like really good stories about living with white people and going canoeing and stuff like that. And it was actually like really relatable because you're like, oh, that's cool. He's telling a story and also a joke at the same time. He was great, but his set was about an hour long. Then they take a 30-minute, what do you call that? Intermission. So everybody's like out smoking and shit. We come back in. It's 11 o'clock at this point, and John Lovitz comes out, and he's going on for an hour and a half. There's a piano on stage. It's been on stage the whole time. He says that he's going to play the piano. And an hour and a half goes by, and I'm looking at Danielle, and she's looking at me like, is he ever going to fucking play the piano? Like, how long is this fucking show? It's like midnight. We gotta go. Like, I can't sit here for very long. And he wasn't that funny, honestly. It was kind of like dad jokes, parent jokes, like jokes that you would get from your dad, I guess, like stupid jokes that's like, haha, that's kind of clever, but also I feel like anybody could write that. So we just left.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
it's John
well,
Lovitz,
like,
who cares?
I'm just kind of
Beat the
bored.
traffic.
Like, I'm bored. I'm uncomfortable. We paid $10 for the seats, which it was worth it for the experience, I gotta say. But or not for the seats, for the parking. It was like whatever. But one of the biggest things, John Lovitz comes out and he goes, "How many people in here are vaccinated?" Like, that's not the first thing he says, but it's close to the first thing he says. They turn on the room lights, and probably 20% of people in that room raised their hand, and I immediately was like, we should fucking leave.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable. Like, I got tested for COVID on the way in, but I need to get tested for COVID on the way out, please. Like,
that was the nice thing about the Foo Fighters concert. You could not get in if you were not vaccinated.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a no-go if you were not vaccinated.
What if you forgot your vax card, though?
Well, you're fucked.
You're fucked. Anyway, yeah. So, and then at some point, the crowd started chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." And I was like, are you fucking kidding? This is not our crowd. But, fuck it. Everybody's here.
I saw the Used, and the singer was like, "How many people are vaccinated?" The entire crowd, yeah. How many people are unvaccinated? About 10 people were like, and then everyone in the crowd went, "Boo!" It was awesome.
We were definitely the minority of fucking real people, normal people.
Let's go, Brandon.
And it was like, and he was trying to like say a joke on top of that or something like that, and people just kept chanting. It was terrible. It was like, "Let's go out to the Brandon." Nobody could get it together.
People
and it was just
love
like,
it,
all
though,
right.
man. I don't get it, but like, people fucking love it. I don't know. It's weird.
Like, what does it mean? What do you mean? What are you trying to say? I don't get it. Anyway,
you're at a comedy show. Just say "fuck Joe Biden," and you know what? Exactly. Every Democrat in the room is gonna be like, "Yeah, fuck Joe Biden."
Fuck Joe Biden.
Fuck that guy. Yeah.
But I think it was John Lovitz's way of like gauging the room. Like, maybe I should lay off the Trump jokes. I don't want to get shot tonight.
Yeah.
It was definitely that, because he spent quite a bit of time on Biden and then jumped to Trump, and then it was like 2 minutes of Trump jokes just about his comb over and his skin color, and I was like, okay, well,
comedy shows in Arizona, man, they're rough.
Yeah. So probably won't do that again. Unless it's somebody that I know, like Bo Burnham or fucking John Mulaney is in town and we get tickets. It's just like, all right,
I'd go.
This isn't my scene.
It
was a fucking experience, but I was uncomfortable, and it was like 4.5 hours long, so it was too much.
Yeah.
Have you been playing anything? On anything? Because we can just skip this. I've only been playing one thing, and it's been Gloomhaven, and it's been really fun. But if you haven't been playing, I'm not going to talk about it.
I just want to say one thing. What I have been playing, Nick, is Ocarina of Time. And I've been continuing my journey. I'm about halfway through the game now. Right at the point where you get the Ocarina of Time. Which is about.
Are you going to stop playing it now?
No, fuck no. I'm gonna beat that game. Hell yeah!
All right.
I've been playing it on stream. It's been a lot of fun to like play it on stream. Gives me an excuse to play it, But man, that game, it holds up so well. It's a little obtuse at moments, where you might have to like look a thing or two up. But like for the most part, if you're reading and like following along with like the characters and stuff, it's it holds up really well. And like they just don't make them like that anymore, man. And the entire time I'm playing it, I'm just like, man, this game would be so sick if it was exactly this game, but they just like remade it from the ground up. But like exactly this, like the layout's the same,
right?
But make the combat better. That's the one thing in the game that like kind of sucks is the combat. Fix that, and you've got yourself like a perfect fucking game. Like for real. It's so good. I love Ocarina of Time. I'm obviously biased because it was like one of the first games I ever played, but and like consciously remembered it. But it's also been nice to go back to it because I don't think I ever fucking beat it as a kid. You know,
Yeah, I don't think I have.
I think I just like started it over and over and over again because it came with my GameCube. I got like every Zelda that came with the GameCube. So like it's been nice to go back to it, and it's kind of like a new experience for me because first of all, it's been since I was like, 7 years old, and also I don't think I ever beat it. I think right now where I am is like the farthest I ever got as a child. So yeah, it's been awesome, man.
Sweet.
Anyway, that's kind of all I've been playing though.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, not a whole lot going on. It's a busy week. Or was a busy week.
Indeed.
Christmas shopping and all that bullshit. Christmas is around the corner, and you know what Christmas means? It means the Game Awards are right around the corner as well.
Indeed.
Let's get into some predictions. Let's move the titties down.
Yeah.
Just because of that great segue that I had, and I'm ruining right now. Let's okay. So predictions. I was not expecting this to be on this week, but I should have. So I don't. Maybe if you start it going and you're like, hey, this is probably what's going to happen, then maybe I'll have some ideas.
I wanted to before the show. You're like, I fucking hate this, and I want to get into that. Why do you hate predictions?
Well, because it's one reason. There's one reason that I hate doing predictions on this show. Because the one reason that we always predict is because we're like, Factions is gonna be at this one, baby. Factions is gonna be at this one. And I feel like if we keep putting it on our predictions list, it's never going to come out. So I'm gonna veto and say like, yo, let's not predict Factions at this one, and let's be wrong. Let's be wrong just this once. You know?
Okay.
Is that fair? Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm still gonna say Factions, but
oh my god,
anyway,
you doomed us. You've doomed us.
I've got a few like predictions. I don't fucking know. I just know Jeff Keighley's been going on there and being like, this is the most hype shit ever. So like, get fucking hype or whatever. But I honestly I have no clue. One guess I will make is maybe a date for Zelda. The new Zelda, maybe just a name for the new Zelda game, because there is a tradition of Breath of the Wild being at the Game Awards. So, maybe a name, maybe a date for Breath of the Wild, maybe a new trailer for Breath of the Wild.
I dig that. What
do you think?
You know what? I know it's not going to be there, and this is actually a little titty
Factions
as well. Activision Blizzard. Anything Activision, anything Blizzard, it's just not going to be there. You're not going to see Overwatch 2. You're not going to see Diablo, whatever the fuck. But
I saw that this morning. Jeff Keighley came out and was like, "Yeah, I'm just not fucking with them."
Yeah. Well, at first he was.
Yeah, because he was going to do some Call of Duty shit, right?
He was going to do some. I think it was Call of Duty shit, and everybody got all pissed off, and he's like, "You know what? Fuck them."
Yeah,
along with everyone else. But my predictions, I've got two big ones. Starfield.
Okay.
I follow them on Twitter, and they keep releasing like screenshots of the game and like story cues and stuff like that. I'm like, we're getting fucking close, boys. It's supposed to come out next winter.
Yeah, you're totally right.
So,
that's totally possible.
I feel like that'll show up. And another one that we've been waiting on for a minute is Beyond Good and Evil.
Ooh, I don't
know if that'll be there.
That feels like something they would save for E3, but I don't know.
And then we might get another Rabbids Mario look.
Yeah,
look at Mario Rabbids.
That's a solid one for sure. Another guess that I have is and this may be way off base, not a new Kojima game, okay, because it's gonna be a minute before we get another Kojima game, right? But just recently it was announced that he's opening like a TV movie studio, so maybe like a trailer for a new Kojima like show or movie, because obviously it wouldn't be very far in development, but my only thought is that Jeff Keighley and Kojima are just like the tightest,
that tight.
the tightest of homies. If we're gonna get a new trailer for a new Kojima show or movie, it would be at the Game Awards. You know. Yeah. Also, while we're on the subject of movies and TV, and I know we said no factions, maybe a trailer for the Last of Us TV show.
Did you hear?
I did. Did you hear? Whatever you're gonna say, I did not hear about it.
You haven't heard?
No.
Nick Offerman now has a role in the Last of Us TV show.
Dude, is he Bill?
I don't know. That's what everybody's. Apparently, Bill has already been cast, though. Like they already have a casting for Bill, but everybody in the Twitter feed's like Bill, and then people are like, maybe he's what's the surgeon guy?
Oh, Abby's dad.
Abby's dad, yeah,
maybe. Could be. Yeah, maybe. You think they're gonna like while we're on this topic? You think they're gonna get to like that point in the game?
I hope not.
In the first season, like
I hope not.
You think they're gonna finish all of the first game in one season?
I hope not. No.
2 seasons each game.
I think if they could do it the way that I'd want them to do it with this first season, would be to show off like what we know from the game, right? You show off like little bits of that, but also kind of backtrack and go with the Abby's family and her upbringing and her raising. So you get that side and you get Joel and Ellie's side, and then a season 2 or the seasons
collide.
Yeah, at the point that the worlds collide, 4 seasons down the line or whatever.
That would be a big twisty twist that I would not expect.
Then we've got like huge character development on one side and huge character development on the other side. So
I'm going to go so far as to say, Nick, that it is likely that we're going to see a trailer for the Last of Us TV show at the Game Awards.
Oh yeah. I mean, we got trailers for Mythic Quest when that was.
Yeah, I am like 90% sure, and a new Uncharted trailer, like both things, probably back to back.
Oh, yeah, that would be sweet. That would be kind of cool.
Especially Uncharted, because Uncharted comes out in like March.
Does it really? Is that soon?
Yeah, or like February or something. Yeah.
I have another couple of predictions, and one of them is the new Hellblade. We'll see something on the new Hellblade. And
solid.
Something on BioShock, because I know they're making another BioShock, right?
Are they?
That's right here. I hear that they're making a new BioShock. It was leaked at some point. I don't know where it was leaked. Am I fucking going away again? No, I'm okay. I don't know where it was leaked. I saw it leaked somewhere, and it was like a logo of BioShock, and it said Isolation on it. So we might see something BioShocky.
Maybe maybe Mass Effect as well.
Maybe a title card for Mass Effect.
Maybe they're further than we think, though. Jeff Keighley has said there are 4 or 5 reveals on the scale of Elden Ring. That man better calm the fuck down, because I'm gonna be fucking pissed if he's just fucking lying right now.
Dude, Cuphead DLC again for the 3rd year in a row. Cuphead DLC at the Game Awards.
He's like, if this is on the level of Elden Ring, Knockout City 2. Fuck, man.
Fall Guys Season 8.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm hyped for it though, and I think the fact that I'm like not too sure. I'm always skeptical about the Game Awards, because I'm like, I don't know what's Jeff gonna show us. I don't know. I never know what to expect, and then he always gives us something.
It's the Game Awards have been better than E3 the past 2 or 3 years.
That's true.
So,
well, there was no E3 2 years ago.
I know. I know. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
As soon as Sony left the E3 realm, it was just like, all right, Game Awards is kind of better.
Well,
it's all in one place and it's long.
Speaking of Sony, though, you think maybe like a God of War trailer?
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. God of War like gameplay.
Yeah,
with,
we haven't gotten much.
They'll have the whole quartet on the
maybe
on the stage or whatnot.
Yeah, maybe. Ghost of Tsushima. Some updates for that, maybe.
Maybe
like some the DLC for the online shit of Ghost of Tsushima.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool.
I would actually fuck with that pretty heavy because I've been waiting on that DLC because I'm down to jump back into that shit.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
That game's fun.
We're not even going to get into who we think is going to win because this year kind of was butt for games.
Well, and if you want that, I already made a video of me doing that.
Perfect.
So it's on the YouTube. You can find it under topics or whatever.
Sweet. Yeah. You got anything else to add?
Yeah, maybe Splatoon. Just like a trailer for Splatoon.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like Nintendo needs something. Dude, if they dropped oh my god, if they dropped a Metroid Prime trailer, I would I'm not going to make that prediction. Because that's like too big of a fucking prediction, I think.
Right.
But like, if they did though, you know? Like, if they did though.
If they did though.
I'm not going to say it's happening. In fact, I don't think it's going to happen. If they did though,
you know,
I think Nintendo would be like, we'd all be like, oh, we still love you, Nintendo. You know,
so easily forgiven. I will remember. I fucking will remember.
They're like our granddaddy.
They fucking last fucking Bayonetta thing they teased. It was just like, yeah, look at this astral chain. Oh no, just kidding. It's Bayonetta. And I'm like, okay.
You're the only one who got upset about that. You are literally the only one who would have gotten upset about that.
Bayonetta's fine. I like Astral Chain better. Anyway,
you're definitely the minority there.
I know.
But that's a good call though. More Bayonetta, maybe. Where the fuck is Bayonetta? What happened? Wasn't that supposed to come out?
That one thing that reminds me, the Bayonetta like trailer that they showed a couple months ago. It reminds me of that like astronaut in New York Times Square with the little girl and like the moon's exploding. Do you remember that trailer? We might see more of that game, whatever the fuck that game was called. You don't remember that trailer?
I don't remember that trailer.
It's a weird trailer. It's like an astronaut who's walking down Times Square and there's a little girl and he walks up to the little girl and then they start like floating and fighting some alien, I think.
Was that a Bethesda joint?
It might have been. I don't fucking know, dude.
I don't remember, but I know. I remember what you're talking about, and then they're like coming out in 2024 or something like that. We're like that far away. Holy I
don't even know what the fuck this game is. Nobody's explained anything. Don't worry about it.
I don't remember what that game was called. I don't remember who's making that game, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that'd be cool.
It would be. Let's move on to the titties.
Indeed.
Unless you have something else. All right. We only got one titty. Titanfall 1 has been removed from all stores and online services.
Rest in peace. Okay.
Yeah. Respawn decided to pull the plug on Titanfall 1. I doubt many people were still playing it. But all the servers went down. All of the... you can't get it anymore. It's not supported anymore. And this started worrying people. And they put out a thing that's like, no, Titanfall is our blood. We're gonna do some shit with Titanfall.
It's just old. It's
old. Yeah, like it's sorry, your game don't work no more.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that it was still up. If I'm being honest.
Because it wasn't received very well.
It was received very well. It was just on a dead platform, which was Xbox, because it was a launch title for the Xbox One, and the Xbox One initially, people were not too hyped on. So, and it was like, and people were pissed because it didn't have a single player, which is funny because now that's just how games are.
Yeah, it was ahead of its time.
But then I'm glad people put up a fuss because Titanfall 2 came out and they're like, we're gonna just drop like the best first-person single-player game ever.
Yep. They're just like, hey, we listened to your shit. How about we give you the best. We'll just give all of our ideas and slap them into one little game.
Well, another reason I'm surprised Titanfall 1 was still up is because Titanfall 2 servers are kind of dead.
They are.
I can't imagine what Titanfall, except for like randomly when they're like, hey, we're doing some sort of sale for Titanfall 2, then the servers will be like up and popping for like a weekend, and then no one ever plays it.
Drop back down again. Yeah. Man, I wish Titanfall 2 had more support.
Me too, because I would rather play that than Apex, like any day of the week. I fucking love
or
that
Call
game.
of Duty or anything like that. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I'm down to fucking download that shit and do some of the horde mode.
The horde mode stuff?
Yeah, I love that horde mode.
We can do it. We can do that. And I'm free not next week, but the next 2 weeks. So I have 2 weeks off, baby. Anyway.
Yeah, baby.
Let's get into the news.
Oh, he got the kalimba.
There it is.
He did it. It's been months.
It's been so long, almost a year. The news. First little bit of news. PlayStation plans new service to take on Xbox Gamepass. This comes from Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. And he says, Sony Group Corp's PlayStation division is planning a new subs. All right, let's start that over. Yeah. Sony Group's core PlayStation division is planning a new subscription service to compete with rival Microsoft Corp's popular Xbox Games Pass. According to people familiar with Sony's plan and documents reviewed by Bloomberg, the service, codenamed Spartacus, will allow PlayStation owners to pay a monthly fee for access to a catalog of modern and classic games, said the people. This is weird, who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to speak to the press about the plans. When it launches, expected in the spring, the service will merge Sony's two existing subscription plans, PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. Currently, PlayStation Plus is required for most online multiplayer games and offers free monthly titles, while PlayStation Now allows users to stream or download older games. Documents reviewed by Bloomberg suggest that Sony plans to retain the PlayStation Plus branding, but phase out PlayStation Now. Details on Spartacus may still not be finalized, but documentation reviewed by Bloomberg outlines a service with 3 tiers. The first would include existing PlayStation Plus benefits. The second would offer a large catalog of PlayStation 4 and eventually PlayStation 5 games. The third tier would add extended demos, game streaming, and a library of classic PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games. A representative for PlayStation didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
It means that, I think PlayStation Plus PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now are just going to fade. PlayStation Plus is still going to be called PlayStation Plus, I think. It's going to be the bottom tier, and then it'll be PlayStation Plus Plus, and then it'll be PlayStation Plus Plus Plus.
PlayStation Times.
Oh, there you go. PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Times,
and PlayStation equals. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll fucking figure it out. But it's yeah. It sounds like they're just gonna do a fucking Game Pass because Game Pass is doing so fucking great.
Yeah, and that's the move. The confusing thing for me is like, if it's a tier system like this, because I guess the confusing thing for me is they already have it. It's PlayStation Now. I just don't understand why they didn't just back that 100%.
Marketing. 100% marketing.
At this point, it is marketing because they're like, no one gives a shit about PlayStation Now. We fucked that up. So let's just start over. Yep. But my thing is like, why didn't they push that harder earlier? They had that shit before Game Pass, dude.
They did, but they didn't realize the potential.
I think they did. I just don't think they like pushed it as hard. Do you think Do you think their new thing, Spartacus? I'm sure it's not going to be called Spartacus. That's a horrible name. But
I like that name. Fuck you. That's a good name.
Okay. Do you think they're gonna be as bold as Game Pass, where they're like, God of War is coming to Spartacus day one? You think it'll be as bold as that? Or?
That's unlike PlayStation to do.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
It's very unlike PlayStation to do, especially since it says, I'm scanning the document right here, the second would offer a large catalog of PlayStation 4 and eventually PlayStation 5 games. That right there says to me that, the PlayStation 5 games won't necessarily be on this.
Or that just means there are no PlayStation 5 games, because there aren't.
Well, I mean, there's enough.
It's Returnal.
There's enough. There's more PlayStation 5 games than there are Xbox Series X games.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so
fair enough. Yeah, I'm also wondering about this whole like a library of classic PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games. I wonder if they're just gonna be like, here, like they're two separate things. We've got PlayStation Plus subscription service, and we've got PlayStation Retro subscription service, where they're just like, hey, we're gonna have Nintendo like eat our fucking ass and just be like, here's a gajillion fucking retro games, like 200 fucking retro games that you can download. That is the linchpin for me. It's the
download.
You need to be able to download. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm screaming too loud. You need to be able to download these games, because I don't want to play these games over the fucking cloud, man.
No, it is,
and that's the problem with PlayStation Now, is that a lot of that shit is cloud, and I don't want to. I don't have the internet for it, dude. Not that my internet can't handle it. It's more that I have a limited cap of internet that I could use.
Yeah. Your data cap is not for this, and until you have like unlimited internet or super quick internet, it's not worth it to download. It's why I won't do any sort of bullshit with the Switch, where they're like, you can play Control, but it's only stream.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And it looks like butt. So
yeah,
no
I'm
thanks.
sure that's great for like little kids that only have a fucking Switch or whatever. But like,
a lot of little kids playing Control for sure.
Hey man, think about what we played when we were kids. Yeah.
San Andreas. Black.
Exactly. Like, let's keep it real here. There's kids playing Control.
Half-Life 2, Half-Life 1.
Yeah. They're playing these games. They don't know what they're fucking playing.
Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion.
GameCube, baby.
Yeah, baby. I still have it in the box.
Hell yeah. But like this subscription service, I would fuck with that pretty heavy, dude. If they just put a shit ton of like, especially the PS2, PS3 games, like I would fuck with that pretty heavy. I may be alone in that though. Anyway,
I don't like to revisit games. I like, unless it's a game from my childhood and it still feels good. I'll give an example. Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of the games that's just like, I can go back to that.
For me, I'm of two minds with it. Where like for PS2 and PS3, there's a ton of fucking games that would be like so cool to go back to. But on top of that, there's just like a bunch of games that I missed because I was young and couldn't play them, and I would like to like fill in those holes in my mind, in my gaming knowledge,
Yeah, for sure.
Especially from those eras,
No, yeah, I get you. Let's move on.
But one more thing.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no. That's why I said it. That's why I brought it up.
When it comes to the like PS4, PS5 things, what is going to make them changing the name different from what PS Now already is? Like, what do they have to do to make it different? Like, what is going to be different about this new subscription service than PlayStation Now? You know what I mean? Like, how do they make that different? Marketing.
That is the only way you make it different. Is you market it, you plaster it all over, the store so that people know what it is. You
put it on PC
when you're at E3, or well, they're not at E3, but when you do your state of plays, you go, and you can play this on our subscription service, PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. Or if they came out and were like, we're not doing day and date drops for all of our games, but there is a guarantee after 1 year it will be on this service.
But the reason
they have to do something like that where they're just like, yeah, all of our games are on here eventually.
The reason I don't. The reason I think PlayStation Now isn't as big as it was is because I don't fucking know what's on PlayStation Now. I'm never told anywhere what I can get for PlayStation Now. It is not advertised to me to be like, hey, you like video games? Why don't you try all the video games on PlayStation Now? It's never that. It's like, it's just, I'm just going to buy a PlayStation game, or I'm going to buy a game. And I could have like looked at PlayStation Now, but that's going through extra trouble just to be like, is it on PlayStation Now? Is it downloadable? That kind of stuff.
I mean, like, the same is true for Game Pass, though. They just have the benefit of being like, all of our games are on there. So if it's an Xbox game, it's on there. And that's what I think Sony needs to do. They need to be like, yeah, maybe not our like launch games, like when they launch, they'll be on there. But after a year, like basically like how there used to be like, or it's still a thing where like Tomb Raider was an Xbox exclusive for a year. It's like, we will sell it for a year, but after a year, it'll be on the service or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. They need all of their games on there, is what I'm saying. Like every single fucking game needs to be on there.
But the thing with like Xbox, not every single game is on there. They go through cycles, right? Like just the other day, I was like, let's play this game. And I tried to pull it up. It was For the King. I tried to pull it up and it's like, this is no longer on
That's not
Game
what I mean.
Pass.
That's not what I mean. I don't mean third-party games. I mean their games.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Every single PlayStation game
I gotcha.
needs to be on there.
Sony
like Xbox.
Interactive Entertainment.
Because I know anytime I pull up Game Pass, I can play Halo. I know I can play Gears of War anytime I want.
Yep.
Where with PlayStation Now, I don't even know if The Last of Us is on there. I know for a fact Last of Us 2 isn't on there. So like they need to just have every fucking game on there.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to push it. Because they're always going to come into issues like that with like For the King. First of all, you should just buy that game. Come on, man. Keep it real.
I have it on Steam.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, like that's always going to be an issue where it's like there's always going to be deals and things changing with third parties. But that's why you need to supplement it with your own content. And that's why Netflix used to be like, all different movie studios and stuff. But now Netflix is like, no, we are our own studio.
Yeah.
So we don't have to fucking deal with taking things on and off.
Yeah.
It's always on here now.
Yeah.
I know I can go on Netflix and Daredevil will always be there. You need shows like that.
Well, see, that one's kind of weird because now it's a Sony thing or a Marvel thing.
A Disney thing.
I was thinking
it is a Disney thing, but Netflix has the rights to that show forever. Like the show that they made, that is their show forever.
Right.
And it will forever be on Netflix or House of Cards. But I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, or that other one that everybody's into, the 80s one with the kids on the bikes.
Stranger Things, yeah.
Stranger Things. Yeah, that one's definitely staying there and you can watch it. Doesn't matter when you get your Netflix subscription. Yeah, I get what you're saying, for sure.
Yeah. They need that. But I just don't know what's going to be different about a new... Maybe we'll see this at the Game Awards, though.
Oh, the fact that Sony is firing an executive who allegedly appeared in a pedophile sting video? That maybe they'll bring the guy up and be like, look, this guy was a pedophile and we fired him, everybody.
No, I was thinking Spartacus, but now that you bring it up, maybe you're right.
Maybe they'll bring Jared from Subway up on the stage and go, look at this pedophile.
Freshly released from prison to announce Game of the Year, Bill Cosby, everyone.
Hey, for real though, You think he did that shit?
I think he did that shit.
Yeah, probably. He probably fucking did that shit.
We don't even have to say allegedly anymore. He got convicted for it.
He got convicted. But there are plenty of false convictions.
Yeah, I don't care though.
Oh, okay, cool. You'll just sweep those under the rug. No big deal.
No, I care about those. I don't care about that in the case of Bill Cosby.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, he doesn't need it swept under the rug. Yeah, we might see it. The
Bill
new
Cosby
PlayStation game. We might see Bill Cosby announce the PlayStation Gamepass at Game Awards this coming week. That would be interesting. Accompanied by Jared to announce the games for able gamers or whatever. Whatever the fuck that category is. Never mind.
Yeah. The accessibility.
There it is. Yeah. So
which is brought to you by Able Gamers, which also you could donate to on this stream right now. Feels weird going into calling out charity
after talking about
Bill Cosby.
Pedophiles. We're gonna sandwich it right in between two pedophile stories. Here we go. Sony fires a PlayStation executive who has allegedly appeared in a pedophile sting video. Also, donate to Able Gamers. It would really help them out, help people out who can't play video games. A Sony senior vice president.
Who did this video? Who did this article?
Oh, this is from CNET. This is from a guy named Gonzalez. I'm just gonna name him Gonzalez.
Can you just throw that link at the bottom? Sorry, little behind the scenes things here.
The link at the bottom?
Just put the link to the article underneath the story. I've been trying to put the sources in the description.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'll put that in there. I forget what this guy's name. I'm pulling it up right now. All right. All right, here it is. It's a CNET article. It's from CNET, and it's from a guy named Oscar Gonzalez. There you go. Bam. And Oscar says...
Good old Oscar.
Oscar reports, a Sony senior vice president who worked on the PlayStation Network has been terminated from his job after getting caught up in an amateur pedophilia sting video. George... Italian name... Cacciopo.
Just call him Mario, man. It's fine.
This piece of shit was allegedly trying to arrange a meeting with a person claiming to be a 15-year-old boy. According to a video posted December 3rd by the YouTube channel People v Preds, People versus Predators is, I guess, what that's short for. This piece of shit had been a senior vice president of engineering at Sony for the past 8 years, according to his LinkedIn profile. He has been fired after allegedly appearing in the video. Quote, "We are aware of the situation and the employee in question has been terminated from employment," Sony said in an email statement Sunday. In the video, a cameraman is seen walking down a street at night towards a house. A person who appears to be this piece of shit wearing a PlayStation 5 shirt is standing outside the house. The cameraman then speaks to the piece of shit, referring to him as Jeff, as the cameraman asks more questions. Cacciopo walks back into the house and closes the door while refusing to answer. The cameraman proceeds to start yelling that he will call the police. I have more to the story here. Give me a second. Mm-hmm. According to a Google Drive link posted in the YouTube's video description, Cacciopo allegedly spoke with a person who said he was 15 years old on Grindr, the social networking app for gay, bi, trans, and queer people. The two exchanged pictures and discussed sex acts, according to screenshots of the conversation. Cacciopo allegedly told the decoy that his name was Jeff and provided his address. The decoy said he would take an Uber to his location, and Cacciopo was allegedly waiting outside. People versus Preds confirmed that the information was sent to the San Diego County District Attorney's Office. The DA's office didn't immediately reply to a request for comment. So this guy went on the Grindr.
I did see an update that I guess the police department did come out with a comment that's like, we are currently doing an investigation to see what's going on.
Cool. Police shit.
Yeah, police stuff.
Um,
The real unfortunate thing with these things is sometimes because I know these people are like trying to do the right thing, and it's good. It's a lot like the Chris Hansen, to catch a predator.
Yeah. But like amateur to catch a predator. For sure.
The problem with a lot of these though is that when they do this, they're able to like go in and like hide a bunch of shit and like get their cases together, and also there could be like be considered like tampering, and it's kind of weird legally speaking, but it is good that Sony was like, yeah, fuck this guy, he's out. Well,
I was just about to say that as a counterpoint. It's like, yeah, he may not go to prison, but he doesn't have a fucking job right now.
No, yeah, that's why I'm like, it's good that they did this, regardless of the the legal standings of it or whatever. Like, we'll see if he actually goes to jail or not. Apparently, he was like in charge of the PlayStation Network.
I guess so. Yeah.
So
he was like an engineer. He was a network engineer, I think.
Head of engineering or whatever before he became like vice president of PlayStation. It's just like, it's just wild, man. We can't fucking escape it, dude. These fucking gamers, man. They just fucking fuck.
These fucking gamers, just fucking 15-year-old boys,
dude, constantly, and like, or like, harassing their employees, or it's just like we can't fucking escape this shit. It's like, dude, every week there's someone getting arrested or getting fired for doing some sort of bullshit.
Video games is the reason that school shootings happen. Like. Like it's true. I don't know. No, it's not true. But like it seems to be more and more true.
I'm just gonna quickly repeat this for Pwn One God because he just got in here. Apparently, a Sony vice president was arrested or not arrested, but he got caught texting with a 15-year-old and sending him lewds and nasty stuff.
And then inviting him to his house, and then. The guy who was posing as a 15-year-old kid, just like totally Chris Hansen
Chris
Hansened his ass, and got him on.
Sony
cameras.
Fired him and stuff. Just weird. This is a little different than like the other stories where it's like workplace stuff. Maybe he was fine at work. I'd assume he probably was. So
yeah, that's kind of a dark closet secret sort of thing that you probably keep. You're doing something wrong, but love is love. Love is love.
Pwn One God says, "What? A wealthy executive abusing his power to sexually abuse minors? That never happens."
See, that's what I'm saying. That's it. This guy is wrongly accused.
Yeah.
It's really hard even playing devil's advocate on that one.
No, there is no devil's advocate. No. He is the devil here. You can't advocate for him.
That's why I called him a piece of shit the entire article I was reading it. So
no. There's not much to be said. He's just an asshole. It's good they got rid of him that quickly. Shout out. That's kind of
fucking quick. We got the news, and then he's like, he's already fired. It's like, shit, okay.
Pretty much immediately,
Yeah.
I'm looking at these guys' channel. Like, they're a pretty small channel.
Are they?
This is
People
definitely...
versus Brits?
Yeah, it's definitely their most viewed video, like with 200,000, and then all the rest of them are like, 17K. There's one here that's 6K. They get views, but they're definitely a smaller channel. So,
yeah, man. What I wouldn't give for 6K views.
I mean, for sure, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the last story. And this comes from Ethan Gatch. I'm going to say his name. Ethan Gatch at Kotaku. And he just says, Take-Two is being a dick. And then that's the show. No, I'm just kidding. In a bizarre new development, Take-Two has forced the makers of It Takes Two to abandon the trademark for the game's name, lest people confuse the publisher of Grand Theft Auto with a platform puzzler about a crumbling marriage. As reported by Eurogamer, Take-Two hit indie studio Hazelight with a trademark claim shortly after the game was released in March. A legal dance ensued, but in the meantime, the studio, headed by outspoken game designer Josef Fares, was forced to abandon the trademark for the It Takes Two name. A spokesperson for Hazelight told Eurogamer that it, quote, cannot comment on ongoing disputes, but is hopeful it will be resolved. It's unclear how this will affect the game and studio at this point, but according to the industry and analyst Mike Footer, It Takes Two won't be forced to be renamed. Instead, Hazelight and EA just can't legally protect the name and thus be able to claim against Take-Two at some point in the future. They could decide to change the name themselves to evade this, but it's unclear how much this would gain them. Well, I read this. I read another article about this earlier in the week, and it's good that it doesn't mean that they have to change their name. No. Like that was like a question in this other article. Is like, well, do they have to change their name? It's good that they don't have to. And I guess it's good that they can't protect the name, like, oh, well, it doesn't seem like such a big loss to me. That means they can't sue anybody else for using the same name. It's like, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of weird though. I mean, there's still some things up in the air, I guess. As far as like, will Take-Two like actually sue them or whatever. But to me, it's just weird because it's like, bro, It Takes Two was a song from like the fucking 60s, man. Like, yeah. And I think it's referencing that, not your fucking game studio. Like, yeah. It's just like, it's just fucking crazy to me. And, to be fair, it is kind of a non-story because this shit happens all the time. There's always people making all sorts of trademark stuff. But I was just talking about this on the Jake and Corey podcast with Corey. I just think people take copyright and trademark and all that shit way too fucking seriously. Like, it just isn't that serious. And people are always thinking about dollar signs, which fair enough. But like, man, who the fuck thinks like, oh, It Takes Two, Take Two? Like, who thinks? Right. Nobody thought that. Nobody. Yeah. Literally nobody.
Yeah. Except for the lawyers who line their pockets with $100 bills. Apparently
fucking Rockstar, Rockstar itself has a very storied history of calling people out for using Rockstar in their title.
Well, you know what I heard?
How the fuck do you own Rockstar?
Right.
Like, what the fuck? The only people they don't fuck with is the energy drink, probably because they're like, we might lose that one. But yeah. It's crazy. It's all crazy. How do you own words?
It gets even worse than that. But I don't know if this is true. But there was something where I heard somewhere, and take this with a grain of salt, however big you want, that Rockstar has allegedly like also copywritten the letter R. So because of their logo. So anybody that has like a pronounced R in their logo or name or anything like that, I hear they go after those people as well. So it's like,
own a letter?
Yep. How do you own a letter?
I fucking hate this shit. I hate it.
A lot of times it is the compulsory for a company to defend its copyrighted material, as in if they do not defend it, they can lose the right to defend it in the future. That is true.
I mean, like I have heard that argument many a time, but also, who cares? What are you going to try to defend it from in the future? Like someone just straight up being like, "We are Rockstar Games.
We're Take-Two now." Yeah,
like, we
are also Take-Two.
And like, I would hope that a court of law can tell the difference between like someone being like, "Our game is called Rockstars in the Space of Night," and someone calling themselves Rockstar Games trademark. You know, like that's totally different. Yeah. And the problem isn't, I guess the real problem isn't Rockstar and Take-Two itself. It's the system in and of itself. Because they do have to do that, otherwise someone's going to be coming for them. And that is the issue. But it just sucks that that's the system we live in, where they have to be watching their back all the time and doing this shit. It just sucks. It shouldn't have to happen. You know, like I also like me personally, like if for whatever reason Lonercast fucking blew up and some guy showed up and they're like, we're also Lonercast, I'd be like, okay, whatever, we're better than you. We're like, who cares? You know? You know what I mean? Like, I just wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It's just like, who cares?
It's just like,
we're the real one. Like, who cares?
If you want to keep it, you keep it. If
I just
we're gonna keep it, like just keep the name, like whatever. You know? Yeah.
Put a space in your name at least, you know.
Underscore, you know, fuck it.
Yeah, change it a little bit. I just don't understand why people care so much.
Change the font.
We were talking about it with music on Jake and Corey on the last Jake and Corey, and like how like we were talking about that Olivia Rodrigo song, you know, the good for you and sounds like Paramore or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Haley Williams got writing credits on it because it sounds so similar or whatever. And I was saying like that's fucked. Like it's like people can't have influence anymore. Like it sucks that like someone was so influenced by you and they wrote a song that sounds kind of like one of your songs, and now you get writing credit just because they were influenced by you. Like, that's so stupid.
Yeah,
like,
it's really dumb.
Because it's
like, hey, I'm such a big
kind of a
fan of
conversation, but
I'm such a big fan of your work. You can take all the credit for it.
Right.
The thing that I wrote and spent, years writing. Yeah, it's stupid. It's weird. God bless America, everybody. God bless America. Well, that's it for the news. That's all the stories we got. We're going to move on to recent reviews via OpenCritic. A couple of things came out within the week that have gotten reviews by over 30 critics. One of those things is Solar Ash.
Is that your barometer now? Like, if it's over 30,
if it gets over 30 critic reviews from a critically acclaimed, then I'll put it on this list. If it's like, because there's a whole bunch of shit that came out that's like, reviewed by 7 people, like Motocross GP or something like that came out, and I was like, 7 people reviewed this game. I'm like, that doesn't count.
What is Chorus?
Chorus is like that spaceship shooty game.
This game looks sick as hell, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, Solar Ash got an 80 out of 39 critic reviews. Chorus, which is a spaceship shooty game, it got 74 out of 55 critic reviews. And Halo Infinite just came out today or tomorrow, and that is getting an 86 out of 110 critic reviews. People seem to like Halo. Any thoughts on that and any of that?
Nope.
Cool.
No real thoughts.
Moving on to audience discuss. Head empty. Pushing through. Moving on to audience discussion. This is a point where we answer your fucking questions or your comments, or just fucking bring you into this conversation. Paul Williams has posted on our YouTube page. Jake, you are the one who showed me Counter-Strike. I only know what surfing is because of you. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel good, man.
That you've touched somebody in such a way.
I fucking remember. I remember you coming over to my house. We were like fucking babies, dude. 4th grade, 5th grade, playing fucking Counter-Strike. Yeah. My house, when I was growing up, we had a computer in like every room, which was fucking sick, but probably really bad parenting. Because I don't think my parents understood the power of the internet at the time. Internet was kind of a new thing at the time. I saw a lot of things that maybe I shouldn't have. But anyway, we had a computer in every room because my stepdad was like, he worked in computers and like he built computers. So like all of his old shit he would take out and he'd build new computers. And like that was what he fucking did. So I just remember we would have like all of my brothers and like a friend would like sit in the living room, and like we would fucking have LAN parties between all of us where we would play Counter-Strike and like surf together, or we would play like Red Alert, or I remember we all had fucking racing wheels at one point, and we played fucking NASCAR 2003, which was
hell yeah, awesome. Dude.
Yeah, dude. That was my upbringing, and I think that is why I love video games so much to this day.
See, that's a game that they need to remaster from the ground up, but keep the exact same Fucking NASCAR 2003.
They drop NASCAR games all the time. We just
I know,
don't play
but
them.
they're never good.
I don't know. Maybe they are. I've never played them.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't
Maybe
play
the
them.
physics are that good too. Yeah, dude. I remember surfing, and I remember never being able to do it.
Oh, dude, it takes.
Everybody
takes a
tried to
finesse.
teach me, and it's just like you flick the mouse. I'm not good with the fucking mouse. I'm good with a ball mouse or something like that. And it's just like I can't.
Oh, it's even easier with the ball mouse.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you had the one where you used your fingers.
Oh,
like
but
little...
you could do. My stepbrother always used the thumb ball mouse.
So yeah, I just never could do it, and I still can't do it this day. And I will never know how to do it.
The trick is to start at the top of it and sort of angle yourself down, and then you just press the opposite direction of the slant, so you're like up against it. And then when you're about to come off the edge, you just sort of, you do a little swoop.
Little swoop.
You put on a little stank, and then
It's. I'm sure that people like that speed run games now. You fucking used to surf.
Maybe, yeah.
Because like I've watched a couple of speed runs in third person and first person games where they're doing all that kind of fancy mouse play and stuff. Pwn One God says, I remember LAN parties with UT and Quake CS 1.6.
Unreal Tournament, yeah.
Yeah. What a time to be alive. Dude,
for real, dude.
For real.
Dude, Counter-Strike 1.6.
They're not the same.
Damn, bro. God damn.
And Ghost Hand 246.
I'm a weird one. I'm a weird one, Pwn One God. I fucking loved Condition Zero. I think I was the only fucking person who played Condition Zero. Because that was like the game between 1.6 and Source. But like Condition Zero was fucking awesome, dude. I played Source as well. And I played 1.6. But goddamn, boy. Take me back.
And then Ghost Hand 246 says NASCAR games are disgusting. Cash in. Don't play them. The best next thing is playing Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
See, I kind of figured. That they would do something like that.
Yeah, take me back though, man. Take me back to the days when, and maybe it was just like I was a child,
right.
So like the games just hit differently. Games just don't hit that hard anymore, dude.
I think it had a lot to do with like the physics of it. Like the physics were just so perfect in 2003. You would smash into the wall and then you'd have like this fun crash that you'd look at as a little kid. That's fucking exciting, right?
Just there was this fucking game. No one ever talks about this game. I need to fucking pull up some gameplay of it. You may remember it, like playing it back in the day. It was a game called Shogo. I got the music playing here.
Shogo. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Okay, so we're reacting to it here. This was a game that I fucking played when I was a small lad with my brothers, and no one ever talks about this game. Oh, who the fuck are you? Just play the game. Here it is. You were like these mech suits and like had these like laser guns, but it kind of looked like Half-Life a little bit. It was just such a fucking awesome game, dude.
I've never seen this game. This does not look familiar at all to me. Was it made
by the guys who made Fear? No fucking way. Yeah, this game was
looks like
sick.
it.
I loved this game. Yeah, and the blood effects were just like ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks great though. Like it does look like Fear.
Well, and it had like a Titanfall sort of deal, like where some portions were like you on foot and some portions were you in a mech suit. Yeah, it was awesome. And me and my stepbrothers would like we would do like land shit and stuff. Oh, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Sorry. Oh, they made the Shadow of Mordor games.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
yeah, I've never heard of it.
So
never
it's a Warner Brothers joint. Okay, gotcha. Huh. Or maybe they just worked for Warner Brothers. I don't know, man. That was good times. Also, the oh my god, dude. While we're on memory lane and PC gaming,
fucking go down it. Yeah.
There was also Alien versus Predator on the PC, and you got to like choose your faction, and there was like a story mode I think too, where you get to like choose you could play as the predator, the alien, or the human. And
I remember that one.
And each
that
one
was less old though. That one wasn't very old. That was like on PlayStation.
I played it on PC back in like 2002. It had to have been like 2003 or 4 maybe. Yeah, that game was awesome though. I'm sure there are multiple Alien versus Predator games. But yeah, that game was fucking sick. Anyway,
right. And then we got another question, where we got a question from Cooking for Group on our YouTube page. And he says, "Hey, Elwig crew, with how well Star Wars Visions turned out, what is a video game franchise you'd want to see turned into an
anime?" Sorry,
my voice kind of cut out. Right. Well, I know one, and it's already getting an anime as far as I know, and it's Cyberpunk 2077. I think that's just the coolest setting, and an anime would be really cool. What anime would you watch?
You know what?
If a video game was an anime,
this is gonna be like the most like typical milk toast answer.
Mm-hmm.
There are two that I would like to see in anime, and like done well. You know, like
right. I think that's goodly. Yeah, I think that's implied in this question.
Paragon.
No. Paragon. No, don't bring that shit up. Oh man, I'm still salty. I was thinking about that today. God damn it.
These are the most milquetoast answers though, Nick, and I want them like done like well, like in the style of Star Wars Visions, like one of those styles, like really good.
Is one of them fucking Persona 5?
No, because that already is a that already is. I was gonna say
you already fucking got that, boy.
That is an anime. No, Legend of Zelda is one. I would love just like a good sort of darker Legend of Zelda, and that might be because I'm replaying Ocarina of Time, and it's just so fucking good. And the other one is another Nintendo game, Metroid. I think Metroid would be a really kick-ass anime.
That would be a cool anime.
And also, those are like the two video games that I feel like you could make a kick-ass movie out of them. Both of them. If you did them correct. Like a kick-ass
I don't know how Zelda would be, because it's so different. Every Zelda game is so different.
I think you do the story of Ocarina of Time. For real. Because that is like the one everyone knows, and like that's the one everyone loves. I think that's the one. Metal Gear and Halo would be cool choices. Yeah, for sure.
Faster Than Light anime with every season following a new ship and crew. That's a cool answer.
Sick. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah. That's really good.
Way to go, Pwn One God.
Yeah. Metal Gear feels like the obvious choice, like for sure, to be an anime, because like, you know, Kojima is just like his whole life is an anime.
See, I feel like Metal Gear would be more like a Tom Clancy sort of movie, like Hunt for Red October. I feel like that would be more like a goofy Hunt for Red October.
I think you could make a kick-ass anime Metal Gear for sure.
Yeah,
it would be cool if they made like a really
shit in it. Yeah,
a Ghibli movie. I guess I'm thinking like for Zelda, I'm thinking like I'd want it even more dark than that. Because that's what when I like Zelda the most, is when it's getting a little darker. I like the cutesy Zelda stuff, you know, like Wind Waker and stuff like that. But I like it when it gets like darker, you know. I like the darker themes of Zelda.
More it comes out more real.
Yeah, like Majora's Mask, it's kind of like creepy sometimes, and like even Ocarina of Time is like sort of creepy sometimes, or like Skyward Sword is kind of, you know. It's a bit
creepy sometimes.
It's not creepy, but it's okay. It's more like grounded. It's not as.
It's literally in the sky. I don't think it can be any grounded.
Yeah, it's not like cutesy though. It's not, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, those are audience questions. If you got more questions in the chat, fucking hit us up and we'll bring it up.
Throw them at us, dude. We're here. We're here for it.
Another obvious one is Dark Souls. Ooh,
I like that.
You know, you say obvious, but that is. I like that. Twilight Princess has a kick-ass manga.
Yeah,
There you
Twilight
go,
Princess. Yeah, that's actually a good. That's probably more what I was thinking than Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Dark Souls would be interesting. I like the idea both of Dark Souls and Zelda, because you have the freedom to do and Metroid. You have the freedom to do whatever because the stories are so loose. Not well. I know like some Dark Souls stands will be like, no, it's not. It's got a deep story. You're just not looking hard enough. But like, you know what I mean? Like you could do it any way you want.
Yeah.
And I think those translate to better to other mediums. I think that's why the Castlevania show is so good, because it's like it's based on a game that didn't have like much of a story. It just sort of had lore, you know.
Yeah.
So they could do whatever they wanted, you know.
You could create a character in that lore and make it interesting,
right? You didn't have
a different medium.
You didn't have to follow a story so closely, or that you like. Now you get so far away from the source material that people are like, "What? This isn't even the," you know, and that's kind of always the trouble when you adapt anything.
For sure. Dark Souls has an anime already? No, it doesn't.
I'm looking.
No, it doesn't. I'm looking it up.
Dark Souls anime.
Oh, Berserk. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I
guess you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
For sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny.
Got him. I forgot to put on the list here, Nick. What's the date today? It's the 6th. The games coming out this week. We've got Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker. It's coming to PS5, PS4, PC, and Mac on December 7th. Gang Beasts is coming to Switch on December 7th. Heavenly Bodies is coming to PS5, PS4, and PC on December 7th. I'm trying to remember what that game is. It sounds so familiar. Heavenly Bodies.
I don't think it's anything.
Oh, I swear we saw this at some event. For sure.
I'm sure we've seen most of these at event. We just forget about them.
I know. I forget everything. Like I said earlier, brain empty. Yeah, I don't even really.
It's a spaceship fixing thing. It looks like.
It looks interesting. I don't know. Anyway, Life is Strange: True Colors is coming to Switch. Halo Infinite comes out the 8th. Loop Hero comes out the 9th on the Switch. Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX come to Switch on the 9th. Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon comes to PS4, Switch, and PC on December 13th. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. And also we have the Game Awards that comes live. It is live on Thursday, depending on where you're located in the world. So tune into that. Tune in next week, where we'll be covering it. Tune in on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be
streaming it.
Yeah, we'll definitely be streaming it. We still need to figure that out, but
we need to figure one way or another. We're going to be streaming it.
Yeah.
So check that out. Also check out our other Loner Cast shows. Right after this show, we're streaming the spoiler cast for Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
And we'll give you all of our opinions on that. And follow us on Twitter at LonerCast1 for the show, at EmergencyPizza_ for Jake, and at Fatal_Microwave for yours truly. And then follow us on twitch.tv/LonerCast for all your streaming needs.
Also, we're raising money for Able Gamers. So if you come over to twitch.tv/LonerCast, you can donate over there. We're doing Hawkeye Live. We're doing Spoilercast for Hawkeye Live every Wednesday. We've been doing it Wednesday night, and I've been continuing the stream after the Spoilercast and just like playing games and stuff. So like, come hang out on Wednesday too. And just randomly, I'll stream on here. Just different things, and we have good times. So yeah.
Yep. Our schedule is Monday, Wednesday. So
pretty much for now. And sometimes I come on Thursday. Sometimes I come on Sunday. Sometimes I come on your face.
Wow, that's forward. You don't even know me. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope we see you next week. Stay tuned if you're in chat. We're going to be covering Homecoming here in a minute.